Let's try to apply the texture a little bit faster, because it's the same of what we have done all the time. We have texturized the first big vertebra. We move it down. We need 2 vertebrae more. We can duplicate it, and move it in the y-axis, 2.62, for example. But when we duplicate the last one, and move it 2.62 units, it is not very well located. We should move it a little bit less, but then, now the 3 vertebrae are not separated equidistantly. Duplicating them is not useful now. We have to use a new modifier. Add a modifier, and choose Array. The Array modifier creates a number of duplicated elements in a row, equidistantly separated. We have now 2 elements. If we add more elements, these ones will appear one after the other. They are being added in the x-axis. If we want them in the y-axis, we have to type 0 in the x-axis, and type 1 in the y-axis. Now, we change the count to 3. Finally, you add more distance in the y-axis, until you get what you need. If you need more accuracy, you can type the value 1.65, in this case. By using this method, we will get the tail done very easily. Let's do it. Select one of the elements of the neck. Duplicate it, and move it in the y-axis. Now, we need 12 elements, not just one. We add the Array modifier. We want the array in the y-axis, not in the x-axis, so, type 0 in the x, and type 1 in the y-axis. We can separate it a little bit. And now, we add more elements here. Or we can type the value directly. 12. We have done the tail very easily. Now we are going to create the front legs. Add a cube. The front leg has a height of 3 units, so, we will scale the z-axis 1.5. And the length of x and y-axis is 1, so we will scale all axes except z-axis, with S-Shift-Z key, and by typing 0.5. Let's texturize the leg. We have finished the upper leg. Now, we can bring the cursor to the center of this leg, to create the lower leg. When I add the next cube, it will appear in the center of the leg, so I just need to move it down. The height is 3. We scale the z-axis 1.5. The other axes have a length of 0.75. S-Shift-Z, type 0.375. Move down the lower leg. Looks good. Now, the foot. Length in the y-axis is 2, so we have already got it. The height is 0.5. We scale it 0.25. In the x-axis, we need 1 unit, so we will scale it 0.5. We move the foot to the right position. We have the leg and the foot, modeled and textured. Let's select the 3 elements, and we will move them down. We will duplicate the 3 elements, and we will move them in the x-axis 1.5 units. We will move the other leg, minus 1.5 units in the x-axis. Now we will do the rear legs. They are exactly the same as the front legs, but a little bigger. The length of the x and y axis is 2, so we have already got them. Just need a height of 4 units, so we will scale the z-axis 2 units. Good. Now, the lower leg. We add a cube, and we move it down. The x and y axis have a length of 1.5, so we will do S-Shift-Z keys, and type 0.75. The height is 4, so we will scale the z-axis 2 units. Let's move these 2 elements up, so we will have some free space for the rear foot. Finally, the foot. We will create a cube with a length of 3 units, a height of 0.75 units, and a depth of 2.25 units. Perfect. Move the foot up. All is going good. Let's move the rear leg. We can duplicate all the 3 elements of the leg, and move them in the x-axis 1.4 units. We will have to move the other leg, -1.4 in the x-axis. We are finishing the Ender Dragon. Just the wings left. As always, we create a cube. We can move it here. We need a length of 7, so we will scale the x-axis 3.5 units. We need 1 unit in y and z axis, so we will scale them 0.5. Perfect. Now, we can use the mirror modifier to create a duplicated object. Remember to move the object in edit mode. We will do the same for the next part of the wing. We need a cube with a length of 7 units, and x and y axis of 0.5 units. S, x, 3.5, enter. S, Shift X, 0.25, enter. We can duplicate this with the mirror modifier and move it in edit mode. Finally, we have to do the last part, that looks like curved. We haven't seen how to create curved parts in Blender, but don't worry. We will use the transparency for that. In next tutorials, we will see how to model curved parts. It is really easier to do than it seems. We will add a plane mesh into the scene. The plane has a length and width of 7 units. So, we will scale the whole plane 3.5 units. And we will unwrap directly the plane, because there is no seams to be marked. Press U key, and unwrap. Scale the square in the UV editor, and put it over a wing texture. Cool! Take a look. The external part of the texture is invisible. We haven't had to create the curved part, because the curve is already drawn in the PNG texture. Now we will duplicate this plane with the mirror modifier. Move it in edit mode. Ups. I think it is not going well. This part goes in the opposite side. Now it is okay. We will do the other part of the wing, doing the same. We add a plane, and scale it 3.5 units. In edit mode, we select all, and press U key for unwrap. Finally, we scale the UV map of the wing, and we move to the correct texture. We use the mirror modifier, and in edit mode, we move it to the correct position. We have a black line here. We have to scale a little bit the UV map. The line has disappeared. Great. You can see here that one of the two parts of the wing is higher than the other one. We can align them in the Z-axis by selecting both parts, and by pressing SZ key and by typing 0 units. Now we move the wings again. They are perfectly aligned in the Z-axis. Cool! We have finished. But look! The wings are invisible underside. That's because one of the sides is rendered, the external side. The internal or the inner side is not rendered in Blender. But don't worry about that. We might make visible both sides in Blender, but we will do later, when we will import the Ender Dragon in Unity. In the next tutorial, we will do the rigging of the Ender Dragon. See you!